Hi there, John here from Sales Desk. As you know, reporting is a key component of all modern CRM systems. It gives you a view under the hood to find out what's really going on. What makes Sales Desk so unique is not only do we track the reporting from inside the CRM on pipelines, contacts, meetings, leads, opportunities, and so on, because we securely invite customers into the platform in the form of workspaces, you can also create engagement reports. Engagement reports gives you insight into not just the level of engagement from your sales team, but also the level of engagement from your customers as well. Whether they've logged into workspaces recently, whether they've looked at particular proposals or assets, what meetings they've attended, what messages they've sent, and so on. In this video, I'm going to focus purely on record reports to begin with. And in a later video, I'm going to show you how you set up and analyze engagement reports. So let's start by going to the reporting section in Sales Desk. Here you can see a collection of reports that I've already set up. And I've given the reports various names to indicate what they're for. Within a report, you can create multiple charts. Let's have a look at what that looks like. I'm now going to look at a specific report. As you can see, the report comprises various charts, and you can roll over them to get information about various sets of data in those charts. You can drag and drop the charts to reorder where you want them to sit, and also you can pin particular charts to your dashboard. That means if there are specific things you want to see every time you log in, they will appear in your dashboard the moment you access the system. Let's start by creating a brand new report. Simply click New and give it a name. So I'm going to give it a name of Deals. In the Object Designer, I added a new field called Picture. The reason I did that is I wanted to create an icon or a logo to give more information about that report. I'm going to leave that blank for now and simply click Create Report. There it is. So I'm now going to jump into that particular report. Right now you can see there are no charts. So let's start by creating a brand new report chart. I'm going to create a report called Record Insights. I'm going to come on to Engagement Insights at a later date. So let's click here. And what happens now is we come into our chart creation view. I'm going to take you through each of the fields individually to explain how they work and what they do. The drop down here allows me to change the type of report from an engagement report to a record report. So we're going to leave it as it is for now. The next thing you do is you choose your data source. So I want to make a report based on deals. So I've selected that. To begin with, it just shows me a simple record count, which is the number of deals. You can also add filters. So let's say, for example, I want to focus on deals that have been created by me, and that would filter it further down like so. So that's how you start to configure your data source. That's the data you want to pull into the report and present in some way. Now we've selected our source of data and applied an initial filter to it. Now we're going to focus on the metric count. That's the primary value that we set with this data. The default is a record count, just the number of records it's found. Because this is a deal object, I want to find out the value of those deals. So if I click here, I can choose the value field from deal, and that will give you the total value of all the deals that it's found that match that filter. I can change the calculations. For example, I might want to set the average deal across all of those deals. Again, it works that out for you. So that's how you set the primary metric for your new report. Because you only have one metric sent, you just get a number presented in the current chart. What I want to do now is create something more interesting by grouping that data. So what I can do is click Group By here, and I can group by other fields that exist in that record. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to group by close date. And what it's doing now is it's setting the deals based on where they're likely to close. Because I've chosen a date field, I can reorganize this view by weekly, by monthly, and by quarterly. Once you set a group by field, you go beyond the simple metric visualization. It then defaults to a bar chart. For a bar chart, you can segment that data further. So what I want to do for the deal is organize it by not just close date, but also the source of that deal. So for this quarter, you can see the breakdown of those deals in terms of where those deals were sourced from. If I change this group by now to stage, again, it will show the stages. And again, because we've got the segment set as source, again, it breaks it down by the source of that deal per stage. Now let's try a different visualization. We're going to select the pie chart now. So what's happening now is the pie chart has been created and it's split down to where those deals were originally sourced from: social media, website, or referral. So the idea here is we're just presenting the same data source in a different way. With a pie chart, you can switch to the donut chart mode. And what that does is removes the center and puts in the total value. And that's actually the sum of the primary metric. Now let's use the last visualization, which is the line chart. If I click here, the same data sourced from the same location is presented as a line chart, like so. Two final things I'm going to do. Firstly, I'm going to rename this chart and I'm going to save it. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to pin this to the dashboard so it's always available when we first log into SalesDesk. Okay, so if I roll over the graph or chart here, I can click Pin to Dashboard. So if I go to my dashboard, here is my new chart, and I think I'm just going to drag it over here. There we go. That's how simple it is to create and manage reports inside SalesDesk.